All right. So today is a big day. Bitcoin is sitting at $101,000. It broke $100,000 last night, and we went all the way up to about 104,000. And we are now chilling at 101. So sitting good. And just like predicted, what happened, we know we were having kind of like a mini altcoin season after Bitcoin surged to the 90s. It took a break, and we saw the altcoins. We saw a lot of whales taking profits and putting them out over into the altcoins, and we saw a lot of altcoins pumping. I mean, we saw XRP going up huge amounts. We've seen Solana went way up, Cardano, Avalanche, okay, Chainlink. We know about Stellar Lumens and HBAR. All these things went up like crazy. And if we look at the past 7 days, some of these are a little random, but IOTA and Hedera and VeChain, okay, VeChain 66% over the past week, Hedera 104%, and IOTA 113% over the past 7 days. Now, a lot of those have kind of taken a pause, right? A lot of the whales took their money, took their gains, took their profits there, and they moved them back to Bitcoin. And we were thinking this was going to happen, and it literally happened last night. A lot of whales took their profits, moved them to Bitcoin. We saw Bitcoin pump over $100,000. And one of the other things that might have driven this, there's a few things, one of them being Fed Chair Powell, what he said about Bitcoin yesterday. He's saying that, Bitcoin is more like gold than it is other things, right? It says it's not a competitor for the dollar, it's really a competitor for gold, he says. And so that actually really pumped things as well, fueled the rally, and we are going to see a lot of stuff. Michael Saylor over at MicroStrategy he came on and he was talking on one of the news channels about crypto as well, and making some big claims, saying by I think 2045 or something that we are going to be in a way higher level, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even most people are saying by the end of 2026 we're going to be at 250,000. So let's see what else we got for today. The Bitcoin dominance bounces back to 57%. So this is exactly what I was talking about. The whales have moved their money and their profits from the altcoins back to Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin dominance is coming back. That's what happens when Bitcoin's in a bull run. Bitcoin dominance leads. And then as you see Bitcoin dominance lower, that's when your altcoin season or your mini altcoin season happens. What had happened recently for us is kind of a mini altcoin season, because Bitcoin is in the middle of its bull run still. So we're going to be seeing Bitcoin surging in 2025, and a lot of people are saying that real altcoin season will be coming after that. So we're kind of in a middle zone now, which is cool. It's a little place to take a breather. This article is saying RIP altcoin season. It's not RIP. This is a little bit of FUD. It's more of just like it's taking a pause, just like Bitcoin took a pause, right? Bitcoin jumped up to 90 something thousand, took a pause and hovered in the 90s, okay? For, 2.5 weeks, until now finally it jumped over 100 and something thousand, something like this, right? So the mini altcoin season that we just saw, literally during Bitcoin's pause, is when all the altcoins went crazy over the past 2 weeks, surging. Now they're taking a pause. We're moving back to Bitcoin, okay? So this is the pattern that happens. This is what we see. You have to pay attention and do the research and watch where these whales are moving their money, okay? What else we got today? Okay, Kathy Wood says Bitcoin at 100,000 is still in the early innings, all right? So she also is extremely bullish, and they also have the ARK ETF for Bitcoin. What else we got? Bitcoin can surge 43%. Bitcoin became a $2 trillion asset. Okay? It hits 2 trillion. All right. What's this one? Okay, yeah, so it's official now also, with Trump nominating Paul Atkins as SEC chair. This is pretty bullish as well for crypto. Trump continues to put crypto-friendly people in key positions, okay? Up next is going to be his CTFC, who's he going to elect for that, right? He's already got some potential candidates that are very crypto friendly. So this is all good stuff for the crypto industry. 2025 is going to be crazy, really, seriously. I mean, it's already starting. It's just starting, right? This is all just like, oh, we're just kind of rumors and talking about what's going to be happening, who's going to be in office and in these different positions. But 2025 is going to be seriously a bull run, okay? Let's get ready for it. Let's get ready for it and load your bags up now, okay? A little bit of stock news. Intel, as we know this week, Intel fired or got rid of their CEO after a terrible performance, and the stock has been doing very bad. Here's the thing, though. They're not going to, the company's not going to dissolve, right? The key thing to remember here is that Intel is the only real company that has its own chip manufacturing process in the US fully happening, right? So now we know that Trump likes to keep everything in the US. So there's some speculation, and for good measure, for good reason, that he could give some subsidies to Intel in order to make them a United States chip maker. So we were going to definitely keep Intel on the radar. At such low valuations, it could be a great entry point right now, especially with what's to come and them being the U.S. chip making company. With Trump coming in, he likes to keep everything in the United States, as we know. So there's really a high chance that he could give some subsidies to Intel and they could get a complete revamping. And of course, we know they're going to get a new CEO. So really be on the lookout for this one. Pay attention to Intel. NVIDIA also doing well. It had a pump yesterday. Let's give it a look real quick. So it's down slightly, just barely, but yesterday, go back a little bit. I mean, we've been sitting in the 130s for a few weeks now, right? I mean, let's see, a couple weeks we were just chilling in these mid 130s before earnings, even after earnings, right? Earnings were good. Still things slumped. Seems to be the pattern for NVIDIA recently because it's so popular that even when they beat earnings, they still don't get a pump right away. Usually you've been noticing that it happens a week or two after, right? So this was a key entry point here at 135, either to put on some options or to, put a long. And now look where we're at, okay? We're in the mid 140s. It's looking great for NVIDIA. There's a lot of good things to come there, all right? So overall today, looking great for Bitcoin. And the altcoins, it's not looking bad either. It's just taking a pause, okay? So keep that in mind. And again, we talked about this recently. Never sell your Bitcoin, right? This isn't financial advice, but basically you shouldn't sell your Bitcoin to go buy some altcoins because you never know when the whales are going to move their money back from the altcoins to Bitcoin, right? So that's why it's always good to keep cash on hand. We always talk about keeping some cash on hand so that when things dip, you can make a buy, right? Or take some profits here and there and use that for your cash to reinvest. I mean, that's what the whales are doing. All right, so keep that in mind. The altcoins are not failing. They're just taking a pause as the whales have taken profits and moved them back into Bitcoin, pumping in over $100,000 for the first time. All right, so I'll see you guys maybe tonight. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe the video. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Write in the comments, I subscribed. I'll reply to you. And I appreciate it. See you next time.